Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do a deep dive into something a little different. We're going to be taking a look at the Rotary Club of Hamilton.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've always been curious about Rotary.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people kind of have this vague idea of what it is, but
Mm.
we're going to really get into the nitty-gritty today. We've got their website pulled up, so we're going to
Awesome.
be using that as our main source. And yeah, I'm excited to see what we uncover. I'm kind of picturing this deep dive as imagine you're thinking about joining Rotary.
Okay.
What would you want to know? What are the things that they might not tell you at, an introductory meeting?
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to try to get to the bottom of that and maybe even uncover some surprising details along the way.
Like what? What kind of surprising details?
Well, for starters, did you know there's no secret handshake?
Seriously? No secret handshake?
Yeah, I know, right? It's right here on their website. No secret handshake. No funny hat to wear.
Huh. That is surprising. I always kind of pictured the whole exclusive club vibe.
Right. But it seems like they're really trying to dispel that myth. It's more about, a genuine desire to make a positive difference.
Which is awesome. But you know what I find interesting? They call it an invitation to endless opportunities.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, what does that even mean, right?
Exactly. Endless opportunities for what? What are they actually talking about here?
Yeah, let's dig into that. Is it networking opportunities, career advancement, or is it more about, chances to do good in the world?
I think it's got to be more than just business connections. They talk a lot about being a person of action.
Yeah, that phrase comes up a lot. So it sounds like they're looking for people who are, ready to roll up their sleeves and actually do something.
Make a difference.
Yeah, not just talk about it, but actually make an impact. I like how they use that puzzle analogy. Remember that. Rotary is like a puzzle, and you are the missing piece.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I thought that was kind of clever.
It is. It is.
It really conveys that sense of belonging and purpose,
Totally. You're not just joining a club, you're becoming part of something bigger.
Hmm.
And everyone has their own unique piece to contribute.
Yeah, and they emphasize that. Everyone has something to offer, no matter what their background or skills are.
Right.
Okay, so let's say someone is listening to this, and they're like, hey, this actually sounds pretty cool. I might want to check out Rotary.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first step? How do you even begin to get involved?
Well, they actually lay out a pretty clear path on their website. It's like a 4-step membership journey.
Oh, interesting. A journey.
Yeah, journey. First, express your interest. Visit their website, maybe attend a meeting or an event, just get a feel for things.
So it's like a low pressure kind of thing. You don't have to commit right away.
Not at all, not at all.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's about making sure it's a good fit for you and for the club.
Right, like a mutual kind of thing. Okay, so you've expressed interest, you've kind of dipped your toes in the water. What's next?
Then comes the membership process itself. You got to fill out an application.
Okay, the dreaded application.
Yeah, but it's not super intense or anything. It's just about, giving them some basic information about yourself, your background, your interests, that kind of thing.
And then what? They just automatically accept you?
Well, not quite. The board has to review your application.
Oh, okay.
And you'll also have a meeting with a past president.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a chance for them to get to know you better, see if you're a good fit for Rotary.
So it's not just a rubber stamp, welcome to the club kind of thing.
No. They really want to make sure that new members are aligned with Rotary's values and, ready to make a commitment.
That makes sense.
Yes.
So once you've gone through all that, then you're officially a Rotarian.
Yep. You're inducted into the club.
Yeah.
And then, the real fun begins. They really encourage new members to jump right in, get involved.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What does it actually mean to be an active member of Rotary? Is it just about showing up for lunch once a week?
Oh, it's so much more than that.
All right, give me the scoop. What are they expecting from their members?
Well, first off, yeah, you got to attend meetings. They happen every Thursday at noon, usually at McMaster Innovation Park.
Okay, so you got to be a lunchtime person.
Pretty much. But it's not just about grabbing a sandwich and chatting.
Right.
There are speakers, presentations, opportunities to really connect with your fellow Rotarians.
So I'm guessing showing up once a month and snoozing through the presentation isn't going to cut it.
Probably not. They actually talk about reasonable meeting attendance, which they define as 50% or better.
Okay, so you got to be somewhat committed.
You do.
And besides meetings, what else?
Well, they really emphasize active participation.
Yeah.
So getting involved in committees, fundraising events, and of course, supporting the Rotary Sunshine Fund.
Okay, hold on. What's the Sunshine Fund?
That's their, like, charitable fund. It's how they support all their amazing initiatives.
Oh, I see.
And members are expected to make an annual contribution to it.
So it's not just about, like, donating your time, but also contributing financially.
Right. And they're very transparent about the costs involved. There's the annual fee, the weekly lunch cost, the Sunshine Fund donation, plus whatever you contribute to fundraisers.
So it's not like a cheap hobby.
It's an investment.
Yeah, an investment. But I guess you're investing in something pretty incredible.
Absolutely.
I mean, think about the impact they're having, both locally and globally.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've debunked some myths. We've explored the membership process. We've talked about the expectations.
Yeah, it's been a pretty comprehensive deep dive so far.
It has. But I feel like we've only just scratched the surface. I'm really curious to learn more about the specific projects they're involved in. Like, what kind of impact are they actually making?
Me too. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about next. So stay tuned, because we're going to be diving even deeper into the world of Rotary in our next segment.
I can't wait. See you then. Okay, so we've established that Rotary is more than just a lunch club.
Definitely.
But what really sets them apart? What are those core values that drive everything they do?
You know, one thing that really jumps out from their website is this strong emphasis on ethical conduct.
Oh, interesting. Ethical conduct.
Yeah, it's like woven into the very fabric of the organization.
I'm curious about that. What does that actually look like in practice? Do they have like a code of conduct or something?
Well, they do have something called the four-way test.
The four-way test.
Yeah, it's this simple but really powerful set of questions that Rotarians are supposed to apply to, like, everything they do. All their decisions, actions, even their thoughts.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What are these 4 magical questions?
All right, so the first one is it the truth?
Okay, truth. That's a good starting point.
Right. Second one, is it fair to all concerned?
Fair to all concerned. So it's not just about, like, individual gain, but considering the impact on everyone involved.
Exactly. Then the third question is, will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Goodwill and better friendships.
Yeah, so it's about fostering positive relationships, building trust.
So it's not just about, like, avoiding doing harm, but actively promoting good.
Right. And the final question is, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Beneficial to all concerned. So it's like a holistic kind of approach.
It is.
Wow, that's pretty comprehensive. It seems like a pretty high standard to live by.
It is, but that's kind of the point. Rotary wants its members to be known for their integrity.
So it's like a badge of honor, almost.
In a way, yeah.
Okay, so how do they actually ensure that members are living up to these principles? Do they have, like, an ethics committee or something?
Not exactly. It's more about creating a culture of ethical conduct.
I see.
Like, it starts with the membership process itself.
Right.
That interview with the past president we talked about earlier. That's partly about gauging whether a potential member is, like, genuinely aligned with Rotary's values.
So it's not just about checking boxes on an application, but really demonstrating a commitment to these principles.
Exactly.
Okay, so once you're a member, you're expected to kind of embody these principles in everything you do, whether it's like in your professional life, your personal life, your Rotary activities.
Right. It's about walking the talk, you know?
Yeah, I like that. Walking the talk.
So it's not just empty words. It's about actually living by these principles.
Okay, so we've talked about ethical conduct. What are some other key aspects of Rotary that we haven't covered yet?
Well, remember the Rotary Sunshine Fund we mentioned earlier?
Oh, yeah, the charitable fund.
Right.
What's the deal with that? Like, what do they actually do with those donations?
Okay, so this is where things get really interesting. Those contributions aren't just sitting in some bank account.
Okay.
They're actively being used to make a difference right here in Hamilton.
Okay, give me some specifics. What kind of impact are they having locally?
Well, for starters, they support a whole bunch of children's charities.
Children's charities. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, they provide funding for everything from, like, educational programs to healthcare services.
So they're really investing in the future of our community.
Absolutely. And it's not just kids either.
No.
The Sunshine Fund also helps to provide food and shelter for people experiencing homelessness.
Wow, that's incredible.
And it allows the Rotary Club to respond quickly to, like, local emergencies, you know, when there's a sudden need.
So it's like a safety net for the community in a way.
Exactly. And it gives them the flexibility to, like, address a wide range of needs.
That's amazing. It seems like the Sunshine Fund is really a key part of making those endless opportunities a reality.
It is. It is.
Okay, so let's say I'm a newbie, right? And I walk into a Rotary meeting for the first time.
Okay.
What can I expect? Paint me a picture.
Well, first off, you can definitely expect a warm welcome.
Okay, good. No awkward, like standing in the corner feeling lost kind of thing.
No, no, no. Rotarians are known for being super friendly and welcoming.
Okay, that's good to know.
You'll probably get greeted by like a bunch of people, maybe even get a little tour,
Oh, cool.
just to kind of help you feel comfortable and oriented.
So it's not like one of those exclusive clubs where everyone already knows each other and you're the outsider.
Not at all. There's a real sense of camaraderie among Rotarians.
Okay, like that.
Like, you'll quickly realize that it's a group of people who genuinely enjoy each other's company.
Okay, so I've been welcomed. I've met some people. What actually happens during the meeting itself?
So typically there's a lunch served, so you can kind of fuel up while you chat with your fellow Rotarians.
Okay, so it's not just all business.
No, no, no. There's definitely some socializing involved.
Okay, good.
And then they usually have a speaker or a presentation on like topic of interest.
Oh, interesting. Is it always like serious stuff?
Not necessarily. It could be anything, really. Sometimes it's a local leader talking about a community project. Other times it might be a Rotarian sharing their experiences on like an international service trip.
Oh, cool.
It's a chance to kind of learn something new, get inspired.
Sounds like there's never a dull moment.
Right. And then, of course, there's time for like club business and announcements.
So it's not all just socializing and listening to speakers.
No.
There's some actual work involved.
Oh, absolutely.
So how does that work? Like, what kind of work are members expected to do?
Well, this is where those committees we talked about earlier come in.
Okay.
Remember, each committee focuses on a specific area, like community service or international projects or youth initiatives.
So members can choose which committees they want to be a part of based on their interests.
Exactly. It's about finding the right fit
Okay.
and letting members contribute in a way that's like meaningful to them.
So these committees are where the real action happens, like planning projects and making things happen.
Exactly. It's a
Yeah.
very hands-on collaborative approach.
I like that. Members aren't just writing checks, they're actively involved in shaping the club's impact.
Precisely.
You know, it's amazing to see how everything ties together, from the four-way test to the Sunshine Fund to this whole committee structure.
Yeah, it's a pretty well-oiled machine.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's all geared towards making a positive difference.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we haven't talked much about Rotary's international work yet.
Right. That's a whole other layer.
I'm curious, what kind of global impact are they having?
Well, this is where things get really inspiring.
Okay.
Rotary International has this long and impressive history of tackling some of the world's biggest challenges.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, for starters, they've been instrumental in the fight to eradicate polio.
Wait, polio. I thought that was like a thing of the past.
You're not alone in thinking that polio has been largely eradicated in most of the world, thanks in no small part to Rotary's efforts.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, they've been working on this for decades.
So they're not just about, like, starting initiatives and then moving on to the next thing.
No, they're committed to seeing things through.
Okay, so besides polio, what else are they doing on a global scale?
Well, they're involved in all sorts of projects, from providing clean water and sanitation in developing countries
No.
to supporting education and literacy programs around the world.
So they're really making a difference on multiple fronts.
They are.
It's mind-blowing to think about the ripple effect of these projects, like the impact they're having on so many lives.
It is. It is.
And it all comes back to that power of collective action.
Exactly. Harnessing the energy and resources of thousands of Rotarians all over the world.
Okay, so we've talked about their global work, their local impact, their ethical framework.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Rotary is a lot more multifaceted than I initially realized.
It is. There's something for everyone, you know?
Yeah, I'm starting to see that.
Whether you're passionate about, like, local community service or you want to make a difference on a global scale, there's a place for you in Rotary.
It's like we've been peeling back the layers of an onion. And with each layer, we discover something new and interesting about Rotary.
I like that analogy, the Rotary onion.
I'm eager to hear more about how all of this translates into action right here in Hamilton.
Well, let's shift gears and dive into some specific examples of how the Rotary Club of Hamilton is making a difference in our own backyard.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so their international work is seriously impressive. But let's bring it back home to Hamilton for a minute. What are some of the things that the Rotary Club of Hamilton is doing to make a difference right here in our own community?
Well, one thing that really stands out to me is their dedication to youth. You know, we talked about that Children and Youth Initiatives section on their website.
Yeah.
Well, they're not just talking the talk, they're really walking the walk when it comes to supporting young people in Hamilton.
Okay, I'm all ears. Give me some examples. What kind of programs are they actually running?
Well, one that comes to mind is their support for the Adventure and Citizenship program.
Adventure and citizenship.
Yeah, it's this amazing program where they send a group of high school students to Ottawa for a whole week.
Wow, to Ottawa.
Yeah, and they get to learn about our government and the parliamentary system firsthand. They even get to meet with some members of parliament.
Oh, that's so cool. I bet that's such an eye-opening experience for those kids.
It is. It's all about empowering young people to become active and informed citizens, to really understand how our democracy works.
Yeah, that's so important. What other youth programs are they involved in?
Well, they also offer scholarships to local students who are going on to post-secondary education.
Scholarships, that's great.
Yeah, it's about, helping to remove those financial barriers and make sure that everyone has a chance to pursue their dreams.
Education is so powerful, and it's awesome that Rotary is investing in the future of our community in this way.
And it doesn't stop there. They also run an annual Rotary Youth Leadership Awards weekend.
What's that?
So they bring together a bunch of young leaders from all over the region, and they do team building activities, leadership development workshops, community service projects. It's a pretty incredible weekend.
It sounds like it. It's amazing how they're not just focusing on one aspect of youth development, but really taking a holistic approach,
Totally.
Education, leadership, civic engagement. It's pretty impressive.
And remember the Sunshine Fund we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
Well, a significant portion of those donations goes directly towards supporting various children's charities and youth initiatives right here in Hamilton.
So it's like a multi-pronged approach, right?
Exactly.
Direct programs, financial support,
Yeah,
community partnerships. They're really pulling out all the stops to make a difference in the lives of young people.
they are.
But it's not just about youth,
Yeah.
right? What are some of the other ways that the Rotary Club of Hamilton is giving back to the community?
Oh, they're involved in so many things. They're big supporters of local food banks and shelters.
Yeah.
They help to organize fundraising events, volunteer their time, just really do whatever they can to support those in need.
That's fantastic.
And they also work closely with a number of healthcare organizations in the city.
Healthcare, okay.
Yeah, they've donated equipment to hospitals, they've funded research projects, they've even helped build new healthcare facilities.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's really about, identifying those areas of need in our community and then finding ways to make a tangible difference.
So how does someone actually get involved in all this amazing work?
Right.
Do members get to choose which projects they want to support?
They do. And this is where that whole committee structure we talked about comes into play.
Right, the committees.
So each committee focuses on a specific area, like community service or international projects or youth initiatives, and members can choose which committees they want to be a part of based on their interests and skills.
So it's a pretty democratic process, huh?
It is.
Members aren't just passively donating money, they're actively involved in deciding how those funds are used and which projects they want to support.
Exactly.
I really like that.
It's all about empowering members to make a real difference in the areas that they're most passionate about.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's what makes Rotary so unique, I think. It's
Mm.
not just about giving money. It's about rolling up your sleeves, getting involved, and working together to make a real difference.
Well said. It's funny, we started this deep dive with this kind of vague idea of what Rotary was all about. But after, spending some time on their website, learning about their history, their values, their projects, I have to say, I'm seriously impressed.
Me too.
It's so much more than just a lunch club,
Oh, yeah, way more.
It's this global network of people who are dedicated to making the world a better place.
And they're doing some pretty amazing things right here in Hamilton.
They are. So if you're listening to this and you're feeling even a little bit intrigued, we encourage you to check out the Rotary Club of Hamilton. Maybe attend a meeting, browse their website, just see what they're all about.
You might be surprised by what you discover.
You might even find that you're the missing piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. And who knows, you might just end up changing the world.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone.
It's been a pleasure.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep making a difference.